Continuing from previous chapter, as the fight between Xiao Yan and Wu Huan escalates, a mysterious figure from the Soul clan intervenes, turning the tide of the battle and leaving Xiao Yan in a precarious situation. Luckily, a familiar power breaks the deadlock, saving Xiao Yan. Regarding the matter between us and this boy, it's best for your Yu family not to intervene. Otherwise, you might end up in utter chaos, the man in the black cloak warned in a deep voice. Even with his peak 4-star Do-D strength, he felt an unsettling sensation the moment the burly figure appeared. There was only one explanation for this feeling. The power of this burly middle-aged man was at least equal to, if not greater than, his own. There's no need for your concern, Yu replied as he landed beside Xiao Yan, placing a large hand on Xiao Yan's shoulder. With Yu's strength, he could sense that Xiao Yan's injuries, though not life-threatening, had left him utterly exhausted. Immediately, a vast yet gentle power flowed into Xiao Yan's body, attempting to heal some of his wounds. During the battle with Wu Huan, Xiao Yan had nearly exhausted his Do-Chi, and the clash with the man in the black cloak had drained the last remnants. Feeling this sudden surge of gentle power, Xiao Yan nodded to Yu in acknowledgement. "Oh, you're quite remarkable, boy. In just a few days, you've advanced to the peak of the 3-star Do-D. If only my daughter could cultivate at half your speed," Yu remarked in surprise after briefly connecting with Xiao Yan. It was well known that each advancement for a Do-D required immense power, yet Xiao Yan had reached the peak of the 3-star Do-D in merely half a month. He must have gained some great fortune from that ancient ruin. Otherwise, even with his prodigious talent, such rapid progress would have been impossible. "Xiao Yan, are you all right?" Yu cast a fierce glance at her father for his loquaciousness before approaching Xiao Yan. Seeing the numerous wounds on him, she asked with concern. "I'm fine," Xiao Yan replied, noticing Yu's subtle intentions, but now was not the time to dwell on them. The man in the black cloak was still present, and the power of the Soul clan was not insignificant. Xiao Yan clearly did not want the Yu family to get involved in this mess. "Rest assured, since you healed my father, you're forever a friend of the Yu family, especially with my father here," Yu said, noticing Xiao Yan's hesitancy and seeking to reassure him. "This boy injured Wu Huan. His revenge cannot go unanswered. If your Yu family insists on protecting him, then the consequences." The man in the black cloak sneered, clearly implying his intentions. "Ha, I've heard that Wu Huan, the prodigy of Wu City, is notorious for seeking revenge for every slight. But injuries in a battle are inevitable. Why bring up Wu City? Do you really think our Qing City Yu family is afraid?" Yu said slowly, releasing a powerful burst of Do-Chi, showing no fear. Even the mention of Wu City could not intimidate the Yu family. The man in the black cloak cursed inwardly and supported the heavily injured Wu Huan. After a moment's consideration, he prepared to flee, knowing that if Wu Huan's injuries were not treated promptly, they could lead to lasting damage. Besides, he alone lacked the strength to take on the head of the Yu family. "Let's hope your Yu family doesn't regret today's foolishness," the man in the black cloak said before transforming into a dark beam of light and disappearing. Upon hearing this, Yu waved his hand, sending a terrifying gust of wind after him. "In that case, let's leave. Such commotion will surely draw many to investigate soon," Yu said, kindly looking at Yu and Xiao Yan. "Thank you, senior." Xiao Yan cupped his hands, expressing his gratitude to Yu. He was well aware that although he had previously helped Yu by removing a poison, he would have been in grave danger today without the help of Yu and her father. Even someone as steadfast as Xiao Yan could not help but feel a twinge of emotion at this kindness. Over all these years, there have been few who could earn my daughter's concern like this," Yu teased, watching the retreating figure of the man in the black cloak without pursuing further, then turning back to joke with Xiao Yan. "Father." Yu frowned at her father, clearly annoyed by his teasing. All right, I won't say any more." Yu, seemingly softened by his daughter's scolding, acquiesced. Xiao Yan, unsure how to respond, could only smile slightly in appreciation. He could see how much Yu doted on his daughter. "Xiao Yan is seriously injured. Let's head back, Yu suggested, helping Xiao Yan up. Though Xiao Yan tried to resist, his body was too weak to argue, and he eventually relented. Let's go, Yu said, unable to refuse his daughter's request, and followed them. Not only is Xiao Yan a high-ranking first-rank emperor-grade alchemist, but his combat ability is also formidable. To think he could fight Wu Huan alone to such an extent. If not for that man in the black cloak, Wu Huan might have died at his hands. Impressive, impressive, Yu murmured to himself, gazing at the spot where the man in the black cloak had disappeared as the three figures left the depths of the demonic beast mountain range, heading back to the Yu family's residence. Just as the three of them left, a group of people arrived at the location deep within the demonic beast mountain range where Xiao Yan and his companions had just fought. Judging by the Doqi remnants, it seems to be Wu Huan from Wu City. To think someone could defeat him so thoroughly. I wonder what kind of prodigious genius has emerged this time, murmured a frail figure, staring at the lingering fiery red Doqi still dissipating in the air. On the shoulder of this frail figure perched a fierce-looking eagle, exuding a terrifying aura. Strangely, this eagle had 3 eyes. Lord of the city of 10,000 beasts, it's been a long time. What brings you to the depths of the demonic beast mountain range today? A bald-headed man suddenly spoke up. Lord Mu, it's been a while. You're here too, aren't you? The frail figure replied to the bald man. Any discoveries? The bald man inquired. Scatter. There's no one here, the frail figure said. Suddenly, the eagle on his shoulder let out a sharp cry, its body enlarging several times over. The frail figure leaped onto its back and quickly flew away from the depths of the demonic beast mountain range. I wonder who fought here. Such a fierce battle must have been no small affair, the bald man remarked, catching a whiff of a lingering flame in the air. This is... He reached out with his hand, and a faint flame lingering in the air materialized in his palm. Feeling the familiar energy of the flame, he tried to recall where he had encountered it before. Finally, I've found you, little bastard. With a firm grip, he crushed the weak flame in his hand. The bald man's eyes were filled with hatred as he stared at the battleground before him, muttering to himself, You severely injured my son, stunting his progress. If I find you, I swear I'll make you wish you were dead. With that, the bald man swiftly disappeared into the depths of the demonic beast mountain range, as if he had some plan in mind. Not long after, the three of them arrived at the Yu family residence from the depths of the mountain range. To avoid drawing attention, they entered through the back gate and went straight to the family hall. You should take Xiao Yan to rest. Also, Xiao Yan is an alchemist. If he needs any medicinal ingredients, feel free to provide them. Yu said calmly as he returned to the family hall. Thank you, senior. Xiao Yan cupped his hands in gratitude toward Yu. Without hesitation, he took out a piece of white paper from the hall and wrote down the medicinal ingredients needed for his healing. Now was not the time for modesty. He needed to recover as quickly as possible to deal with the Qing Yuan matter. Yu glanced at the paper and saw that the ingredients listed weren't particularly rare. However, his brows furrowed. For the best healing elixirs, the required ingredients are often very precious. Why was Xiao Yan asking for such ordinary ones? Let's go. Yu gently acknowledged her father, supporting Xiao Yan as they slowly walked outside. Xiao Yan's injuries, if not treated promptly, could leave lasting damage. Someone prepare all the ingredients listed on this paper and deliver them to Xiao Yan immediately. And also, bring out the healing spiritual root from the family treasury and give it to Xiao Yan. Yu commanded, watching Xiao Yan and his daughter disappear from sight, then gesturing to an elder seated in the hall. Patriarch, this mustn't happen, an elderly man exclaimed in alarm. The ingredients on this paper are fine, but the healing spiritual root is absolutely off limits. The elder took the paper and read it, speaking in a solemn tone. Do you realize the immense cost we paid to obtain the healing spiritual root? It's a rare elixir, comparable to the lower healing arts of the Angel Clan, reputed to bring the dead back to life. How can we just give it to a stranger so casually? The elder protested, clearly valuing the preciousness of the healing spiritual root. Third elder, you must be getting senile. Yu chuckled. Though I don't know this boy's background, he possesses a fire spirit, a rare treasure of heaven and earth at such a young age. Moreover, his flame is certainly not ordinary. And let's not forget, he is an alchemist of the first rank of the Emperor grade. Considering all this, there's no way he could have achieved it alone. If he doesn't have some backing behind him. Yu trailed off, letting the implication hang in the air. As the head of the family, Yu naturally had to consider the entire family's interests. Not to mention, having an Emperor-grade alchemist like Xiao Yan on their side would greatly benefit the Yu family. An alchemist of his rank was far more valuable than their elders. How could this be? The elders' pupils constricted, clearly shocked. An alchemist of the first rank of the Emperor grade was on par with him, and even more so with a fire spirit. I was short-sighted. The elder's gaze dimmed as he took the paper to prepare the ingredients. Remember, third elder, Xiao Yan is forever a benefactor of our Yu family. The one who cured my hidden ailment. Yu reiterated. I understand. The elder, known as the third elder, was an old fox himself, and immediately grasped the meaning behind the patriarch's words. I'm quite curious to see just how far you will go, possessor of the fire spirit. Yu muttered to himself, his eyes gazing deeply into the distant sky. With Yuru's support, Xiao Yan entered a secluded chamber to heal his injuries. In his fierce battle with Wu Huan, although he nearly managed to kill his opponent, Wu Huan had narrowly escaped due to the intervention of the man in the black cloak. However, Xiao Yan's injuries were not light either. In the quiet, secluded chamber in the Yu family's backyard, the moonstones embedded in the walls emitted a soft glow, dispelling the darkness within. The warm light illuminated Xiao Yan, who sat cross-legged on the bed, his eyes closed in meditation as he focused on healing. Xiao Yan, the medicinal ingredients are ready. I've left them at the entrance. You can pick them up yourself. Let me know if you need anything else. Yuru's gentle voice echoed from the entrance. All right, Xiao Yan replied, getting up to retrieve the ingredients. Although these weren't particularly rare herbs, given his current alchemical skills, they were more than sufficient to speed up his recovery. Could it be the healing spiritual root? As Xiao Yan lifted the bronze jade tray holding the herbs, he heard a surprised voice from his ancestor, the Golden Dragon King, within his ring. Xiao Yan looked down at the jade bottle in his hand, which had caught his attention among the herbs in the bronze tray. In addition to the herbs Xiao Yan had requested, a branch as white as jade lay quietly on the tray, radiating a faint and gentle power. Healing spiritual root? That's right. This is the healing spiritual root. It bears a remarkable resemblance to the healing powers of the Angel Clan. Their medicinal herbs are renowned as the holy elixirs for healing. I didn't expect the Yu family to possess not only the legacy of the Moonlight Radiance, but also such a rare healing spiritual root. It seems their foundation is quite substantial. The Golden Dragon King murmured to himself. You don't need the other herbs. Put them away. The healing spiritual root alone is enough. Refine it with your flame, the Golden Dragon King smiled faintly. Upon hearing this, Xiao Yan summoned a milky white flame and held the healing spiritual root in his hand. As soon as the milky white flame touched the healing spiritual root, it melted into a pure liquid, slowly appearing in Xiao Yan's palm. Absorb it directly, the Golden Dragon King instructed again. This power, it feels somewhat similar to the aura Qing Yuan exuded earlier. Xiao Yan muttered, staring at the pool of liquid in his hand, his brows slightly furrowed. Unable to think further, he decided to proceed. Taking a deep breath, he swallowed the liquid. As soon as the liquid entered his mouth, an overwhelming force spread through his body, quickly rejuvenating his previously depleted state. Elated, Xiao Yan closed his eyes and focused on absorbing this extraordinary energy. Time passed slowly, minute by minute. Xiao Yan's breathing gradually became incredibly calm, maintaining a perfect rhythm with each inhale and exhale. With every breath, a faint ripple would flow through the space around him, and a stream of robust energy from heaven and earth would pour into his limbs with each breath. The energy derived from the healing spiritual root continued to pour into Xiao Yan's body. Yet his body seemed like an endless abyss, never overflowing no matter how much energy flowed in. The quiet cultivation and healing continued for an unknown amount of time. But at some point, when the pallor on Xiao Yan's face was completely replaced by a healthy glow, the spatial ripples around him slowly faded. As the ripples subsided, Xiao Yan's eyelashes trembled. Moments later, he slowly opened his tightly closed eyes. In his pitch-black eyes, the milky white flame blazed briefly before swiftly vanishing. Ah! This stuff is truly remarkable. Master, you were right about this healing, spiritual root. It's amazing. I can't believe my injuries healed so quickly, Xiao Yan exclaimed in amazement. It was clear that the Yu family's gift of this medicinal root was quite extraordinary. Otherwise, even with his current alchemical skills, recovering from his injuries would have taken a considerable amount of time. Of course. Did you think anything associated with the Angel Clan would be ordinary? Although this isn't exactly their healing power, the Golden Dragon King retorted, rolling his eyes at Xiao Yan. My injuries have fully healed. It seems this period of seclusion wasn't short. Xiao Yan muttered to himself with a faint smile, feeling the abundant and surging dou qi within his body. With his injuries healed this time, he had also become much more adept at handling the surge of newfound strength. Xiao Yan felt a surge of confidence. The next time he faced Wu Huan, he was sure it wouldn't be such an evenly matched struggle. Then, the voice of his ancestor, the Golden Dragon King, echoed through the stone chamber. Little Yin, before you entered the ruins, your true strength was around the early peak of the 3-star Dou Di. Yet, due to various circumstances, you've suddenly soared to the peak of the 3-star Dou Di. While this was largely due to the mysterious effects of the yin-yang heart, the speed of this surge is still quite astonishing. And this sudden leap in power at the Dou Di level is a first for you. Your control over your power still falls short compared to a true 3-star Dou Di peak expert. If, during your battle with Wu Huan, you had fully mastered the power of the 3-star Dou Di peak, even with the interference of that mysterious man in the black cloak, you could have retreated unscathed instead of in such a sorry state. Hearing this, Xiao Yan nodded thoughtfully, recognizing the truth in the Golden Dragon King's words. In the past, he had advanced step by step through each star rank before reaching the Dou Di level. Because of this grounded approach, the sudden leap in his strength had left him somewhat unsettled. Controlling a sudden surge of power is always challenging. In some cases, such abrupt increases could even cause one to stagnate permanently at that level, especially if the power surge was unstable. Fortunately, your surge in power this time wasn't from foolishly forcing energy into yourself. The power of the yin-yang heart, combined with the yin-yang mysterious dragon pill, creates an extremely refined energy as they erode each other. This has allowed you to grow substantially. In a sense, this wasn't truly a sudden leap. The increase in your strength was actually a gradual process facilitated by the yin-yang heart, though you were unaware because you were in a continuous state of battle. Nevertheless, your recent rise in strength is undeniable. Until you fully master the peak strength of the 3-star Dou Di, don't expect any further progress. Only by mastering your current power can you advance to the next level, the Golden Dragon King continued, hovering in the air. You're right, Master, Xiao Yan said with a sheepish grin, scratching his head. The thoughtful expression slowly faded from Xiao Yan's face as he sighed. He knew this wasn't something that could be rushed. Master, is it true that there are still the 8 ancient clans on the Dou Di continent? After receiving his master's teachings, Xiao Yan asked in a serious tone. It was clear that the figure in the black cloak he had encountered earlier bore a striking resemblance to the Soul Clan aura on the Dou Qi continent. The comparison left Xiao Yan quite surprised, prompting him to ask. Indeed, there are 8 great clans on the Dou Di continent as well. The Xiao Clan, Yin Clan, Gu Clan, Lei Clan, Soul Clan, Ling Clan, Yao Clan, and Shi Clan. As for the Xiao Clan, you needn't ask too much. When the time comes, I'll tell you everything. The other 7 clans reside opposite this Xuanling Continent. What you need to know now is that the ancestors and some of the ancient powerhouses of these 7 clans also ascended from your Dou Qi continent. But I'll take you there when your strength reaches a certain level. Talking too much now is premature. The Golden Dragon King seemed to be avoiding something. Ah, the Soul Clan again. I really wonder what those guys are up to. Xiao Yan seemed to know what was coming and rolled his eyes at his master. You have this clan in your realm as well? The Golden Dragon King asked, surprised that Xiao Yan would ask such a thing. On our Xuanling Continent, the Soul Hall is backed by the Soul Clan, one of the 8 ancient clans. They possess a self-contained space comparable to the peak Do Shing experts, known as the Soul Realm. The Soul Hall is arrogant and domineering, capturing all kinds of souls across the continent, especially the souls of powerful alchemists. The organization itself seems to be composed of soul bodies, making it the most formidable force on the surface of the Xuanling Continent. They have been relentlessly searching for the Tuasha ancient Emperor Jade. Our Xiao family has a long-standing enmity with them. They abducted my father, Xiao Yan, during the attack on our Xiao family by the Yunlan sect, and later took my mentor, Yao Lao, during my battle with the Yunlan sect. During the pill competition, they sent Elder Mu Gu to seize heavenly flames. Their hall master, Han Miesheng, is unfathomably powerful, elusive, and mysterious. Even the combined strength of the 3 giants of the Pill Tower couldn't match him. He possesses mid-5-star Do Shing strength. Moreover, he has been searching for numerous powerful alchemists. During the battle at the Fallen Peak, he was defeated by me, his physical body destroyed, and his remnant soul was taken by the Soul Clan. Xiao Yan recounted, recalling the various deeds of the Soul Clan on the Xuanling Continent. So that's how it is? The Golden Dragon King responded in a deep tone. They've been gathering so many souls on the Xuanling Continent to achieve the Emperor Realm Soul. But what are they planning to do here on the Xuanling Continent? Xiao Yan muttered to himself. Absorbing powerful souls to reach the Emperor Realm Soul. That method is certainly in line with their usual tactics, the Golden Dragon King remarked. As for your suggestion that they're also hunting and capturing souls on the Xuanling Continent, I believe their goal isn't just to ascend to a higher soul realm. From my in-depth investigation, it appears that the Soul Clan and Demon Clan have been working together on something. It seems they're plotting some grand conspiracy. The Golden Dragon King tried to recall more details. But there's no need for you to worry too much. We'll take things one step at a time. After all, you still have me, the Golden Dragon King said with a slow smile. Understood, Xiao Yan replied softly. Let's go. It's time to see what Qing Yuan is planning, the Golden Dragon King suggested once more. Let's go. Hearing this, Xiao Yan stood up, adjusted the ancient ruler of heavenly flames on his back, and stepped out of the stone chamber. This healing process, even with the mysterious effects of the healing spiritual root, had taken a full 7 days. The injuries in Xiao Yan's body had only just begun to show signs of complete recovery, and that was due to his body having been refined by various spiritual liquids and even the power of bloodlines, coupled with the tempering of his heavenly flames. For an ordinary person, without half a month or even a month, complete recovery from such injuries would be impossible. In some cases, the severity of the injuries might even result in some permanent, incurable aftereffects. When Xiao Yan emerged from seclusion, it was already noon. He walked along a deserted path toward the main hall. During his retreat, Yuru had specifically told him to go straight to the main hall after he finished, as there seemed to be something important to discuss. Father, isn't it about a month until the annual recruitment period for the powerful sects on the Xuanling Continent? Yuru, sitting in the main hall, spoke eagerly, her words catching Yu Yu's attention and causing his brows to twitch slightly. The Xuanling Royal Academy was a well-known Xuanling Academy on one of the 4 great continents, Xuanling Continent, on the Xuanling Continent. Its strength far exceeded ordinary imagination. It was said that to become a tutor at the Xuanling Royal Academy, one needed to possess at least a 5-star Xuanling level of strength. If one were to compare the foundational strength, even the Yu family would be significantly weaker by dozens of times. Everyone on the Xuanling Continent knew that the ruler of this land was the Xuanling royal family. The Xuanling Royal Academy was controlled by the royal family that ruled the Xuanling Continent, making it the Xuanling Royal Academy. The Xuanling Royal Academy was a behemoth on the Xuanling Continent, so much so that it could be said to control the heavens with one hand. Every year, during the first month, the top forces on the Xuanling Continent would send emissaries to various cities to recruit fresh young talent. For a force to remain prosperous and strong, it was crucial to continuously absorb fresh blood. On the Dodi continent, the royal family differed slightly from the sections. Joining the royal family meant better resources and training, but also restrictions due to the importance the royal family placed on face and status. Actions taken in the future would represent the royal family behind them, whereas sects imposed fewer restrictions. However, despite this difference, people are not emotionless beings. In the relatively pure environment of a sect, students often develop a sense of loyalty to their sects during their studies and tasks. After graduation, this subtle sense of loyalty often leads many to support their sects in whatever ways they can. While the help of a single person might not mean much, the collective influence of thousands can be incredibly intimidating. This is the ultimate goal of all sects. Joining a sect is the best shortcut to obtaining techniques and Do skills. In the sects of the Xuanling Continent, those who perform outstandingly or catch the eye of certain tutors might even receive high-level techniques and Do skills. With these, one could come much closer to becoming a powerful expert. Techniques, Do skills, and elixirs remain the three most attractive things on the Dodi continent, with sects holding two of these. Thus, in the hearts of countless people on the continent, entering a sect on the Xuanling Continent practically guarantees a promising future. Every graduate from these powerful sects is highly sought after by various forces, and their futures are incredibly bright. As a result, every year, countless young people on the Xuanling Continent strive desperately to get into one of the powerful sects on the continent by any means possible. Yes, in about a month, emissaries will arrive in Qing City for recruitment. Yu responded softly. Just as Yu finished speaking, his brows furrowed slightly, detecting a presence slowly approaching the main hall. Your senses are incredibly sharp, senior, Xiao Yan remarked, surprised by Yu's keen perception. A 5-star Dodi expert truly lived up to their reputation. Haha, you're flattering me, Xiao Yan. You're quite the prodigy yourself. Yu laughed heartily, studying Xiao Yan closely. From what he remembered of Xiao Yan's injuries, it should have taken at least 10 days to half a month for them to heal, even with the mysterious effects of the healing spiritual root. The speed of his recovery had indeed surprised Yu. Xiao Yan, you've recovered quickly from your injuries. Truly worthy of being a first-rank emperor-grade alchemist, Yu said, her mood lifted by seeing Xiao Yan's recovery. Come over here and have a seat. I have something to discuss with you, Yu said, getting up and pulling out a chair for Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan smiled to express his gratitude and took a seat without any hesitation. This scene didn't escape the sharp eyes of Yu, the old fox. My daughter, when a girl grows up, she can't be kept at home. Yu sighed inwardly. Let's get down to business, Yu said, feeling a bit helpless about his daughter's actions. But since he still had the final say in the family, he figured as long as she was happy, it was fine. Upon hearing this, both Xiao Yan and Yu focused their attention on Yu. In about a month, emissaries will arrive in Qing City to select individuals with exceptional talent to go to Mystic 3 Heavens. There, after a selection process, they can choose to join any force on the Xuanling Continent based on their ranking and personal preference, Yu explained slowly. Mystic 3 Heavens? Xiao Yan asked, puzzled. Mystic 3 Heavens is the place where the top forces of our Xuanling Continent gather, Yu clarified. There will be intense competition there as well, Yu added, her lips parting slightly. Xiao Yan, are you interested in going? Yu asked again. Although his daughter had the item of inheritance, she needed to go to a distant sect to receive the full legacy. As a father, he worried about her, especially since Yu's mother had passed away early. If Xiao Yan went along, they could look after each other, which would ease his worries. Hence, he couldn't help but ask. Since I'm out exploring, I naturally want to see what it's like, Xiao Yan replied. The Yu family was clearly worth befriending. Since Xiao Yan was new to the Dodi continent, having some backing would be greatly beneficial. Great! Then Xiao Yan, Stay with the Yu family for now. I'll write a letter, and when the time comes, you and Yu can avoid many troubles. Yu said with a hearty laugh, clearly relieved that Xiao Yan had agreed. After all, he was quite satisfied with Xiao Yan's abilities and temperament. Then I thank you, senior. Xiao Yan cupped his hands in gratitude. Although Yu had his daughter's interests in mind, his intentions weren't malicious. Having a letter of introduction would undoubtedly solve many problems. Don't be so formal with me, kid. All right, it's settled then. Yu concluded happily. Xiao Yan, what's the matter? Yu asked, noticing Xiao Yan frowning slightly after hearing they would be going together. She was quite happy about the arrangement and couldn't help but ask when she saw his expression. What's going on with Qing Yuan? Xiao Yan asked. Qing Yuan's symptoms are something I haven't encountered before. Even the many experts I invited from the city couldn't figure it out. Yu, why don't you take Xiao Yan to have a look? Let's go, Yu said, getting up to lead the way. Seeing this, Xiao Yan also stood up and followed her.